Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for your Gitmo Nation national anthem.
In the morning, Gitmo Nation, we are all charged up to be human resources and servants in all lands and all ships at sea. From the east to west, down under to the lowlands and beyond. We are happy and distracted slaves. Hear our Gitmo Nation song.
It's Crackpot and Buzzkill in the morning.
Yay!
Those of you within the sound of my voice, you are listening to the true future of radio.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Sounds like it to me.
We may have a few people listening, and we welcome them to the future of radio. Welcome. You're all welcome here.
I was watching the RT, and they had, there's one guy who's supposed to be a comic. He's not very funny. But out of the blue, he decided to read from Smedley Butler's book.
The War as a Racket.
War as a Racket. And this, I thought it was funny enough just to read this. He did it, to clip it and play it.
General Butler said, I spent 33 years in the military. In short, I was a racketeer, a gangster for capitalism. I helped make Mexico safe for American oil interest in 1914. I helped make Haiti and Cuba a decent place for the national city bank boys to collect revenues in. I helped in the raping of a half dozen Central American republics for the benefit of Wall Street. I brought light to the Dominican Republic for the American sugar interest in 1916. I might have given Al Capone a few hints. The best he could do was operate his racket in 3 districts. I operated in 3 continents.
Yeah, it reminds me, I got a lot of emails from producers in India and in Pakistan, both for different reasons, saying, oh, you guys nailed it. That Kashmir stuff, it's all about arms sales. And there's like 5 different deals. The Chinese are selling. The Russians are selling. Everyone is trying to sell to India and Pakistan because it's a racket.
Yeah.
It's a racket, I tell you. It's a racket.
We're on the border of World War III.
Yeah.
With the Russians.
Do you really think it's that bad? Do you think we're really borderlining on that?
We're trying to make it bad. I mean, listen to this a-hole. The only one clip I got is the general, the ISO of this one guy, the Army Chief of Staff.
Okay.
We'll stop you.
Sorry.
Yeah, just play that.
All right. Hold on. Now I have to rewind it. I'm sorry. I thought you had
a tape there.
It's different reason. Here we go.
We'll stop you, and we will beat you harder than you've ever been beaten before.
Yay! Was that the context of Russia?
Yeah.
Damn.
This guy's an a-hole, and he is like you could look him up. He's yelling all the time. He's like that guy that was at the Democratic National Convention, the Allen or whoever it was, the
General Allen?
One general that was up there screaming,
really
yelling and screaming. I mean, these guys, and this army group, and this guy in particular, and some of his other cohorts. I always thought Petraeus was bad with all his crap all over him.
Yeah.
That's not necessary. Everything, the little things. They swept his kept the bathroom clean. Yeah. Little chevron, and he's got it on him. This guy, first thing he said when he said, "I will beat you," we'll beat you again. They were talking about having a quick war with Russia somehow. I don't know how that works.
Huh.
Meanwhile, as he says that, I'm thinking, geez, why are we still in Afghanistan after 15 years?
Yeah.
What happened in Iraq? What happened in Lebanon? Or Lebanon is not a part of the scheme yet. Right. What happened? What's going on in Syria? Why don't we just beat them bad right now?
Well, I
mean, these guys are full of crap, these guys.
I have several data points for you. One is our own military contacts, and my line was, WTF is going on with this Russia BS? And what came back was, barking dogs don't bite. So it's kind of seen as, well, I wouldn't worry too much. However, I went to our trusted source. I looked around and found him on a recent episode of CNN's GPS with Fareed Zakaria, our man, Professor Steve Cohen. Professor Emeritus from Johns Hopkins, which we pretty much see as some kind of intelligence school.
Nowadays.
And I thought it's always good to listen to what he has to say, and he is as worried as you are, I think.
Steve, what is Russia's game plan here? What does it gain from this really quite brutal strategy in Syria, which supports the Assad regime, but at an enormous cost, it seems to me? It is making itself target number one for jihadis all over the Sunni world.
Well, Russia takes a somewhat broader view of what's happened, and so do I. We are in a new and much more dangerous Cold War with Russia, more dangerous than the preceding Cold War. We now have 3 Cold War fronts that could easily become hot war with Russia. Ukraine, the Baltic region, where NATO is still building up on Russia's borders, and now, of course, Syria. The importance of the deal, and let's be clear, it was negotiated by Lavrov and Kerry, but it was a deal, a negotiation between Obama and Putin for essentially a military alliance in Syria, an American-Russian military alliance. Would have been the first since World War II. That would have been what we used to call a détente, or cooperation breakthrough, in the new Cold War. It was killed. So one question we have to ask is who and why it was killed. But clearly, it's death.
And what's the answer to that?
Well, I would just simply say the Russians did not kill it, because Putin and the Russian political class wanted this arrangement with the United States very much. So the question is, where does that leave us? And I understand what Mr. Ignatius has just reported, these important discussions in the White House. But I would say that the first step forward is stop basing American national security policy on the vilification of Putin. Putin is the most essential national security partner the United States could have in the world today. Russia has legitimate interest, and we ought to do what we used to do during the past Cold War, talk about whether our national interest can be coordinated and turned into something that's cooperation.
All right, so he is worried about the Cold War turning hot. Well, there's one voice missing from this, and I have it.
Okay.
That is the voice of President Assad, who
we haven't heard from him for a while.
Well, Danish television did an interview with Assad, this guy who used to have Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie drive around with him for lunch, hanging out. She was in Vogue magazine. Everybody loved her. She was, woo! Remember her? Remember Assad's wife? She was a superstar in there.
She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous superstar. Everyone loved her. Now, that all turned very, very quickly. First question about the hospitals. And, why did you bomb your own hospitals?
When I look at the pictures, I see hospitals. I see the beds inside the hospitals. And it, to me, really looks like it is demolished. It has been targeted. So who is targeting the hospitals?
I don't have the answer to which hospital are you talking about.
The M10 hospital.
Because we don't have any fact about it. We only have allegations. So answering allegations should be only through...
But pictures is facts.
Pictures cannot tell you the story, even videos. Everything could be manipulated these days. I wouldn't say that there are no such attacks on any building. But as a government, we don't have policy to destroy hospitals or schools or any such facility to the people for a simple reason. First of all, morally. The second reason, that if we do so, we are offering the militants the incubator, the social incubator that they've been looking for. It's going to be a gift, something we wouldn't do because it's against our interests. It's like shooting ourselves in the foot.
Okay. So he says, why would we do that? Why would we give rebels fuel by bombing hospitals? That makes no sense that we did that.
This was the same when they did the phony baloney gas thing, which has been it's been reduced to facts, then has been de-reduced to bullcrap again. Why would you gas? It's like, oh, he's gassing his own people.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? These are the people that are going to be fighting for you.
Exactly.
You're going to gas it. And it was just played like straight up.
Yep.
I have two clips that go back to back from two different sources and two different things. And I just thought they were, as back to backs, they worked out well. Mm-hmm. The pre-clip carry is the beginning.
Okay, here we go.
Russia and the regime owe the world more than an explanation about why they keep hitting hospitals and medical facilities and children and women. These are acts that beg for an appropriate investigation of war crimes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you think that's a war crime, play this drone strike clip.
Oh, geez. Okay. I wonder if this is about a war crime.
The United Nations is calling for an independent investigation into a U.S. drone strike in Afghanistan in September, which the UN says killed at least 15 civilians and wounded 13 more. U.S. officials say the strike was targeting ISIS militants, but the UN assistance mission in Afghanistan says it killed a teacher, students, and members of a family that supports the U.S.-backed Afghan government.
Yeah, John, see, that's not a war crime. That's calculus.
Tastes like poop.